Recently, me and my brother Rocky checked out a game called Dredge, and this was just released. It was released on March 30th, and honestly, I didn't know what to expect, and neither did Rocky. Essentially, it's like a fishing simulator, and you go into various towns, you meet various people, and you essentially just complete objectives and find certain things around the, I don't know if it's an ocean or an open sea, whatever it is. It's different, and basically the mini games that accompany the fishing part of the game are not that bad. They're actually kind of fun. Some of them are extremely fast, and then some of them are a little bit slower and easy to get through. It depends on what you're getting. I mean, you can find anything from an eel to a squid. We saw some dolphins jumping out of the water, which was pretty cool. And then you find, flounders and trouts and all those other fish, and it's really cool. Honestly, I never was really into fishing simulator. I think the last fishing simulator I played was Big Bass Fishing on a Sega Dreamcast, but I don't really mind it. And the crafting part, honestly, the crafting part in this game is really, really cool. It basically, you kind of build certain things, whether it's a motor or whether it's to build up your ship or build up your inventory. And the inventory system itself, it kind of is similar to Resident Evil, where you're rotating certain things, kind of like Tetris, and you're making room for other things. But you do have a storage, so you can place certain things in there when you kind of run out of room in your main inventory. But overall, I never got frustrated or annoyed with having to do the inventory systems. The mini games, the go out and find certain quests and meet certain people. This game, honestly, it just is fun. I enjoyed it from the moment that we started playing to the moment that we stopped. And I think we're only probably like an hour and a half into the game. And it's really, really interesting. We'll get into the spoiler part about like various things in the game, including the story and what it's about. So I'm going to toss it to my brother Rocky, and he's going to go into his non-spoiler review.
All right, thanks, Jason. So for this non-spoiler part of the review, I don't have too much to say about Dredge, as we haven't gone too far into it. Although I don't think the name really fits such a nice, fun boating experience. Overall, it's a really fun boating simulator where you do have to pay attention to the little things, such as your storage, and you kind of have to Tetris your your items into your storage, which is fun and adds a little bit of difficulty to the gameplay, as well as you kind of have to learn the map to figure out where certain fish are going to be and where you can find the various items that the people in the game are having you look for. Overall, it's a really fun and peaceful experience. I think that the music can be a little loud at times, like automatically, which is a bit weird, but overall, I think that the music is pretty solid and calming as well. The night is a little creepy because I just hate the ocean, but it's even then I still feel relatively calm and at ease knowing that the calm, soft waves are crashing against our lovely fishing boat. It's really fun, and overall the user interface is pretty solid. When you go from town to town and explore this giant, lovely, peaceful map, it's really fun to be able to go into the various towns and meet the various people that are living there. Each one does feel like they have their own personality and add to the overall feel and vibe of you're living in this nice, peaceful island village area, and overall I feel like each character adds a little something to my experience each time I go to a new harbor. There's also an endless amount of things to do, from upgrading your boat to getting new attachments to the boat, finding various new types of fish, logging the fish into your Pokedex, essentially, talking to all the various people, going through and finding the things that they want, and also just, selling fish, making a good old living off of the ocean like they did back in the good old days. That is what it's all about, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's, like I said, quite peaceful and quite fulfilling, and it's a really good background game that I don't have to worry about anything and just kind of play it mindlessly while we watch terrible movies like Tetris. So that's my end of my spoiler free review. I'm going to toss it back to Jason for his spoiler-filled part.
Thank you, Rocky. Basically, Dredge is, as Rocky described, some type of Cthulhu-type game. The one thing that I thought was really cool is, so there's an eye that essentially moves back and forth. And as you get more and more paranoid, the eye gets redder and redder. There was a part where essentially I was on the way to the town. I had 2 squids to turn in for a quest, and essentially these demon birds come out of the sky, float down, and pick both squids up, and I have to do the whole thing over again. And essentially the squids are only available at night. So it was kind of frustrating. But it wasn't so frustrating that it made me hate the game. It was frustrating because I thought it was a cool kind of idea. And overall, there's various quests that I really enjoyed. And honestly, when you go out on the water, you really don't know what to expect, especially at night. At night is when you find a lot of great artifacts, and you find a lot of different things that are very, very valuable and help you build up your boat quicker. And essentially, with the building up of the boat, you have to get lumber that's very scattered throughout. There's bolts scattered throughout. There was one quest where essentially you went to this lone island, and there was a man who had basically spelled out SOS on this island. You go over there, and he's been stranded there, and he thinks that people are looking for him, and they're not. And essentially, you have to fit him into your inventory. And he took up 6 spaces. And so when you're trying to fit him into your inventory, the first time that we met him, we were unable to do so. So we had to go back to Little Meadow or Marrow, I think, the island, and then essentially sell some stuff and put some stuff in storage and then go back for him. There's one boat that at night essentially honks its, I don't know if it's a horn or siren or whatever, but he all of a sudden just creepily is coming near you. And the quickest way to kind of get rid of the paranoia and to get rid of having to deal with the creepy man on the boat, essentially you just go to the town and you rest. Things that you want to be terrifying are. When the open sea or the open ocean is the most terrifying. There was a big giant, as we were nearing the end of our session, there was a big giant fish that essentially just destroyed us. It killed us. And there's word of a giant Cthulhu monster, and there's dolphins that we encountered, and it's just a lot of different creatures and things that you see and you don't expect that make this game really, really unique, really, really special. I really think people should give this game a try. The team that made this, Black Salt Games, from the research that I did, I looked at their LinkedIn, they only have 5 employees, and they started development on this game back in 2020, and essentially that was during the COVID and the lockdowns. It's one of the best games that I have played in quite some time. We will definitely continue playing Dredge and continue on our journey.
Okay, so now that I can talk a little bit more freely about what this game really truly is, overall, this game does have an underlying story that has to do with, I'm pretty sure, Cthulhu. Now, overall, I can't guarantee this because we have only played for a couple hours, maybe, but we have gotten enough into the story, and I do know enough about the Cthulhu and Lovecraft mythos that I can pretty confidently say that that's where this fits in. Overall, I wasn't aware of what this game was at first. My co-host and brother Jason downloaded it and just booted it up, but immediately, because I played things like Doki Doki Literature Club or other games that have these kind of basic overtones with very dark underlying tones, I played those games, so I had a feeling once we got into this, and some of the things that people were saying made me think, hey, this is probably one of those games that has something lurking underneath. Overall, you meet various people throughout the game, from lighthouse keepers to like a guy who wants you to find a bunch of relics for him, to another guy who lost his son in a shipwreck. Overall, there's all sorts of weird events happening at the various coves throughout the game. Overall, you're given various tasks to get the various relics, fish, items from this guy's lost son, and all sorts of stuff to try to unlock the underlying mystery of what's happening. You're also taken advantage of by this mayor who's very greedy and just takes shit from me all the time. It's very very fucking annoying. But overall, the other thing that made me realize there's probably some Cthulhu shit is they tell you not to go out at night. Overall, you can catch fish that have like are mutated and have multiple eyes, and also like the rotting fish and poisoned fish seem to be prevalent throughout this game, which is a very Cthulhu type thing. Eyes are very prevalent. You get paranoid throughout the night when the fog rolls in, and that causes this eye at the top of your screen to start looking around. It's a really cool eye effect, and it looks dope. But overall, it gave me again the feel that, hey, there's something here fucked up. And on top of that, there are various things that can happen. For example, it popped up saying that something slithered onto our boat one time when we were out at night and shit along those lines. So it is definitely interesting to have such a basic and seemingly peaceful game have an underlying tone that is so fucking dark. And I also love the idea of it being a Cthulhu style game, because a lot of the times Cthulhu and the cult around him is discovered by a detective who is slowly descended into madness, and overall we get more of that feeling ourselves when we are descended into this world without knowing exactly what's going on. Also, in various parts of the map there are different fish, particularly though in, I think it was like not the Steel Isles, but Gillian something or something along those lines, there was a giant piranha fish. It looked very terrifying, and I tried to turn away from it, but the current was going towards it, so I couldn't, and it immediately crunched my ship in half. I'm also getting the feeling that there's going to be some sort of kraken coming about, and all sorts of other shit that I'm expecting in this game, but I'm definitely excited to see where this story goes and where the mystery really unfolds. This game, again, is one that I definitely would recommend playing, and right now is probably like a 3.5 to a 3.75 out of 4 stars. Definitely, again, would recommend, and it's relatively cheap, so definitely go give it a check out. And alright, I'll go ahead and toss it back to Jason for the outro.
Rocky gave this game a really high score. I rated it on 1 to 5. I'm at a 4.75. Right now, you can get it on Steam for $5 off. It's basically retail price for $29.99. It's available on everything: PlayStation, Xbox, PC. I'm not sure about the Switch. Thank you so much for either watching or listening to this video. We appreciate all your love and support. If you want to check out our socials, it is available in the description down below. We highly recommend you check out our main channel, which is Smokin Sessions. Over there, we do movie watch-alongs, we do reactions, we talk about upcoming movies, similar to how we do on this channel, to keep you in the know and to find out when the next possible big blockbuster or possible indie film is coming out. Check it out over there on Smokin Sessions. We want to know, are you currently playing Dredge? Are you planning on buying Dredge? And if you are currently playing, what do you like most about this game? Or maybe you don't like the game. What do you dislike the most about Dredge? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel, Gaming Sessions here, so you don't miss out on videos from us in the future. And thank you so much again, and we will see you all in the next gaming session.
This out of my head to the depths of the universe. It's a spell or a chance just to open up a newer curve.